and go.
What the hell is that? Oh my god. I'm just made it. Oh my goodness. This is really unbelievable.
Hello everyone and welcome to Take It to the Max show with Grandmaster Max Dlugy. And here once again, I'm to play in the 5-minute pool against everybody who wants to. Pairings are of course random, so it could be anyone here that I'll get to play. So we're gonna wait for the first challenger, and meanwhile, of course, you all know how exciting the world of chess is. Just recently we have crowned a new world champion, although not too unexpected. Hui Fan beat Maria Muzachuk. Maria has yet to kind of grow to become a strong 2600 player like Hui Fan is, so it was a tough ride for her, and even though she tried hard, she didn't make it. Okay, I'm playing someone very high rated. Obviously, I remember this guy winning some big tournaments on the internet as a strong grandmaster. So we'll see. Right now it's looks like a same-ish. And here this is interesting. Maybe I can play this plan here. I'm going to sacrifice a pawn and go into like a Benko gambit and see how this works out for me. With this strange knight maneuver that's very common actually, white is also doing something a little bit weird. So let's see how white plays this position. It's not so easy. The weakness on by playing pawn to f3, there are some weaknesses that white has created. So sometimes e6 could become a good way to get counterplay. Let me try that. Although of course the position is extremely dangerous for black. He's a pawn down. I am of course a pawn down, and who knows what's going to happen next. Okay, a good point to try to hit this bishop before it hatches. Okay, now now probably it's time to take on d5, because if knight d5 then g5 and b2 is hit eventually. So that's my idea, and otherwise we have some counterplay, right? Yeah, that's expected. Okay, bishop takes, I suppose, although queen takes has some pluses too. But let's go with bishop takes for now. Okay. Now there's some issue about queen a5. Queen a5 is interesting. No, rook a7 simply. Hard to say. Queen a5, queen d2. Alright, I'm gonna play the safer looking rook a7, although queen a5 I'm sure is a pretty interesting move here. The lines did not look bad at all, but I was thinking the risk plus queen d2 is a possibility. Maybe okay, it plays queen d2 anyway. Okay, now how to play this position best. Okay, let's develop a little bit. Let's start by developing. Tough position. I'm not worried about the h6 pawn. Bishop g5 will win the queen, but okay. Okay, probably time to take this one and move the rook to d7. Then I can look to play d5. Should be okay, just d5 by itself. Just opening up everything, hopefully. Aha! This is a time to take, huh? Because the queen goes to some squares. Okay, I'm gonna agree with that idea. Temporarily. Okay, now what? Now probably time to bring in some more pieces. Still a very complicated position in my view. Okay, check is important, but I could also play bishop h4. I'll probably check. Okay, now knight d4 and bishop d4. Okay, let's play knight d4. Okay, is the bishop worth 2 pawns? I doubt it, but maybe I get enough to equalize. I don't know. I have a feeling I misplayed it somehow earlier. Okay. Okay, this pawn should be blocked. Probably right about now. Uh-huh. Okay. Fine. Queen b4. Defending and attacking. Hopefully. Okay. This is maybe the moment of truth here. Okay, I better take this one. And go here for now. Okay, this is not good. This is not good because if I trade, it's not going to be good. If I don't trade, it's also not that great. So, okay, let's try to just improve our position in general. In general terms. Oops, that's going to be dangerous. Okay. Okay. Not the best game I've played, but still very interesting. Maybe queen a5 earlier on was the move. Okay. Here I got a retreat. And my bishops are quite strong, strangely enough. Bishops are quite strong. Mm-hmm. Oh God, it's getting tough. No time, unfortunately, for me, and probably I will just lose on time, but what to do? Position's not bad, but the loss on time is inevitable, unfortunately. Yeah, well, close game. What can I say? Interesting but close. Okay, tough game, very interesting to take a look at that opening. I think I was actually okay, even though it was very complicated. So off to another tough game with an international master. And that last one was decided by time. Of course, when you can't hear your opponent's moves and it's getting down to a few seconds, it's really very difficult. So that's what happened there, but I can't be upset about that. That's just normal. That's just normal stuff. Okay, I'm not really thinking here yet, although maybe I should have started to think. Okay, what's going on? E6, right? Maybe I should do the similar thing to what my opponent did the last game, and that is to play f3 and e4. Except I'm not a pawn up, but I do have a blockade of the queen side, and that hopefully can be translated into something good later on. Also interesting position. Black decided not to fianchetto, but eventually, okay, this is a strategic issue here. I can actually grab onto some really cool squares here really early. My bishop has a c6 square, so I'm not so worried. And okay, at some point I should develop, right? So let me castle. I have a protected pass pawn on d6, and black has a weakness on c5. That should be enough to be better. Let's try hinting at the black's weakness here with rook c1. On queen g5, I have in mind to play. Okay, bishop c6 is interesting now, but then bishop a6, yeah. So maybe I need something else here to get going. Okay, I'll put my queen on d2. I don't mind playing bishop c6 if black plays a6, but if I play bishop c6 and black plays bishop a6, I don't want it. Okay, here he's ready to play e6, so maybe I should prepare a way out for my bishop with the a5. Yep. Now b6 square is also an interesting square that I could go for. Okay. If I could only transfer my knight. Well, you know, let's start. Let's start by kicking him away, yeah. And maybe we can transfer him eventually. Let's say knight g3 to try to go to and then let's see, I should transfer him to c4, right? Through f2 square. So let's go through f1 square. So rook f2, rook knight f1, knight e3, and somehow transfer that guy over to where I need it. Then if my knight's on e3, I can take on d6 and play knight c4 again with my second knight. That should be a nice change, a welcome change. Okay, should I take that knight? Oh wait, I can wait, right? I don't have to do it now. If I play knight f1 though, he'll play f5 maybe. Take. Not so clear. So let's think about that. I have an idea. I'm going to play knight f1, and when he takes, when he plays f5, I'll take on e8, then take the bishop, and then take on f5. Maybe. Something like that, anyway. Well, this one I have to take, for sure. That I missed. In a way. Although, I'm not sure this is actually good. Because now I have more pieces. Now I just have more pieces, that's all. Okay, and now more pawns too. More of everything here. Can this really be good? Interesting, huh? F5, look at that. GF. Wow, tough position. Okay, I better take this one and probably play knight g3. Now check. Okay, now if I play d6, don't I get to trade queens? And do I want to do it like that? Maybe I should play knight e3 to get the, so that bishop isn't so active on b7. That makes more sense actually. Plus my knight's going to f5. That means that looks much better than d6, rook g7, queen d8, rook d8, and somehow that bishop is getting pesky. Although maybe I could have played d7 there. Here, now something with d6 and knight f5 seems to work. d6, queen d6, knight f5. Checking for cool queen moves and not seeing them, so going for it. And knight f5, okay. It's a lot of pieces extra. If rook e5, queen g7 mate, otherwise queen takes e7 is on the books, guys. Everybody look around. The queen is kind of dominated with my queen on g5 hitting d2 and the knight on f5 hitting d4. So I don't see that black has a way out, but of course I already met the unexpected bishop g5, 10 moves back, so who knows, anything is possible. Well, at least I got him thinking. That's a good thing, right? Yeah, this I think just queen takes rook. Okay, I have a number of ways to go. Knight f5 being one of them. Queen d8 check, knight f5, and then queen c7 being another one of them. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm gonna go very obviously here with a trade of queens. Queen e8 and queen d7 check. That will be my simple solution to this not such a complicated problem. I guess my opponent is checking for the last resort, or maybe just letting himself flag, one or the other. I don't mind either one. So if you guys just want to flag against me, I don't mind. Really, I won't. Alright, well, he flagged. Queen takes knight, queen d8, and queen d7 check would trade queens, and so that would be it. Now what happened here, I don't know exactly. I can only say that this looks kind of reasonable for black, but okay, somewhere around here I would probably go to try to fianchetto the bishop, although maybe then I play knight d2, knight c4, and black is not in time. This check was done to discombobulate black's pieces, and bishop d7 will stop knight d7, so I would just move my bishop back, and now my knight is going for c4, black castles, and I play knight 2. Okay, here I thought knight h5 was best, and just trying to get the bishop to f6. Anyway, okay, another very tough opposition here. Everyone's rated higher than me, almost. Well, I'm just gonna play like I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, black clearly just white clearly just wants to play b4, so I'm playing for something else now. I'm playing for the center play break because white is not. That can happen in English sometimes. I made a couple developing moves that should give me a bit of a head start if the position opens up. Okay, this is actually a question. Should I take with a knight? Maybe I should take with a knight, just to open up my bishop a bit. Okay, good. And now what's a good move, huh? Don't want to really play e5. You know what, I'm going to play bishop g4. It looks a little bit silly to trade the bishop for the knight, but I'm going to get a couple of tempi, because if white plays h3, I can take and play queen d7, and then I get my rooks out. And this is also quite important, I think, because it's not clear how white is getting his pieces out. And then I can play for e5. I don't mind this bishop because it's a bit weak. Now I can move my knight to c7 and to e6. This is what I was thinking. And then even play a4 at some point. Sometimes you got to be willing to give up the bishop for the knight, but knowing when is always tough. Okay, I'm going to probably play a4. f5 is f5, knight c5. Takes. Yeah, I'm going to play a5, a4. My strong bishop on g7 has to have a target, and this is it. Okay, now is interesting. F5, knight c5, huh? I don't play b6. Okay, maybe I should move my queen to b6. This is the way to do it, maybe. Move my queen to a slightly better square, and then f5 will be a little stronger one day. He reacts to that. He reacts to that like that. Okay, let me take, because I have a great square on b3 for the knight, if it can get there. This a4 move really helps, as it turns out. I got my opponent thinking. Okay, here's my knight going to b3 now. And that's it. Okay, now I have a weakness, the a3 pawn, and I'm going after it immediately. No waiting. No waiting here. Okay, he sacrifices to try to trap my queen. Interesting. Does he get it done? Let's hope not. Let's open up. Let's open up the position from the queen. Because if that queen gets out, the pawn is going to be extremely strong. And d4 is really hanging big time now. Bishop c3 doesn't help because I can still take on d4. d5, queen c5, probably. Although maybe knight c5. But queen c5 I would play because just to be clearly better is better than to be unclearly better. Let's put it this way. I think objectively white should be lost already. That sacrifice was a bit of a bluff, and I think it was good that I accepted it. Here I am. Yep. Aha, in between move. Fine. If I play knight a6, he'll play another in between move, bishop a5, yeah? Knight a6, bishop a5, rook c8. d6, knight b8. Bishop c7. Complicated position. Knight b3, it's too equal. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. This I didn't understand. Aha. Knight b4 takes and rook c1 later. Knight a6, rook c6. And it's just a draw, huh? So I have to take this way. Black is playing very well. I mean, white is playing very well to defend this, the way he's been doing. Okay. What if knight b4? Do I lose on knight b4 or do I win on knight b4? Can't figure it out. Knight 4 bishop 8 e4. All right, probably too much. No, but if I play rook b8, okay, I have no choice. I have to play it already. I gave up too much time. Gave up too much time thinking about it, unfortunately. Oh God. I think I'm losing now. That's unbelievable, huh? That is so bad to lose a position like that where I was the only one trying to win. And of course now I'm just losing everything I possibly can. Okay, well, that was bad. Not because I played a bad game, but precisely because I played a good game. And then right about here, I was thinking about, okay, so I played knight a6, takes, okay, here. If I take on b4, pawn takes pawn. Why do I have to go rook b8? Why can't I go rook f8, for example? And then play knight a6, knight b6, completely winning. Eventually my bishop will come to help, and I will detour this blockade. Okay, it's not simple, but it's winning. So this was just very silly to take on c6. Oh, wait a second. What if I take on b4 and he plays c7? No, then bishop f6. Okay, so yeah, so this was just ridiculous. And here black, I didn't want to draw. So instead of playing something like rook b8, which I guess after bishop d6 would lose the a pawn, because rook d8, bishop takes a4 actually protects the rook on d1. So I went with this craziness, which simply doesn't work. Now I have to open up my bishop to try to protect this, but this excellent check, which of course I saw, but the problem is white is just one move too fast. I'm one move late in getting the bishop on the long diagonal. If my pawn was on h6, I would have played king h7, and I would have been at least trying to have a good position. Although bishop d5 always can just detour me into a drawish endgame. So I don't know what I was thinking to go for this. This was just silly. Very, very silly. And of course, okay, here I could have resigned, but we were short on time. Whew! Okay, maybe I get a break here, because that was just unbelievably tough. Trying to win too much. Sometimes I just gotta take it easy, I think. Okay, well, let's take it easy here. In this classic London system. Okay, let's see, knight f3, let's say. Okay, c3, and let's go bishop d3 for now. Everyone's doing that, huh? Okay, castle. Okay, let's try to attack then. If you don't take my bishop on g3, let me just attack. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to try to attack from every direction. This hopefully. Okay, and where's the knight going? Knight d7. Okay. I suppose I could ask again by playing bishop b5, but no need. Let me just... Should I play g4? I think I should just play g4. Just continue my attack. Okay. Well, interesting. Okay, let me take that one. Bring another knight in. I'm not really sure if I'm doing this right. e5 could be dangerous at some point. Okay, let me protect my wares a bit. Queen g7. Okay, maybe it's time to take over the light squares for real. Let me play g5. Taking off the dark squares, of course, is what I mean. Okay, now okay, let's lift the rook. Maybe meaningful later on. Okay, that's a good sign because the e file, the knight can't really reach e4, so that should be good for me, that capture. Okay, this one I should defend against. Okay, queen c1 simply. And now I'm gonna try to, well, okay, queen e3 just to get rid of this knight b4 stuff that you may have in mind. Okay, and then I'm going to the h file. Okay. Okay, that one on c4 I definitely can't afford to react to, so I need to move my knight, which I really don't want to do. Alright, I won't move my knight, I'll just keep attacking on the h file and move my queen to c1. That will be my compromise. Hopefully the h file attack can get me some dividends here going forward. Let's see. Definitely a process though. Definitely a serious process here. To get anything going. Okay, but I'm gonna try. All right, so now okay, that will free my queen at least a bit to move around. Not afraid of h6 because on hg5, oh, what is that? Oh, that is serious action. Now this is serious action by black. Black can't wait anymore. Black can't wait. Okay, that's fine. I don't have to deal with this yet. I'm a piece up. Okay, well, I can still attack down the h file, interestingly enough. All I need to do is just bring my rooks there. So I'm gonna actually do that. I'm actually gonna do that. That's a serious, that could be a serious attack down the H file. Alright, well, I was thinking king e3 and then infiltration. I could just do it now because I'm actually threatening checkmate when I infiltrate. It's not a joke. Check, king, check. Yeah, it's checkmate. So I'm gonna just do it. Boom, threatening checkmate in 3 or 4. Rook h7, rook h8, rook h7. That's checkmate, guys. So black has to take a timeout to defend, which isn't that simple actually. So somehow I got black to believe that this attack down the H file will be strong, and he sacked a piece, and that is proving quite advantageous, I would say. Yeah. Okay, next one is Super Mouse. Oh my god, these guys are all tough. I've played them before. These are no joke guys. Serious contenders from China this time. Look at this is some sort of a special, I guess. Something special. Now what if I play c4 immediately? Okay. Here I am. Okay. Sort of a Benoni out of a Benka Gambit. Okay, this one I think I gotta grab onto as quickly as I can. Actually, my bishop is probably not that well positioned on c4, so let me. Okay, good. See, you didn't have to spend a tempo on that one. Okay, well, rook belongs on e1. Okay, now probably I need to move myself out of that potential pin on the long diagonal so I can play b3. And one day hope to reposition my knight. Okay, this move. How's e5 looking? If I take everything on e5 and then just keep hitting, I'm gonna try it. It looks anti-positional, but there's this idea of d6 that's maybe not so bad. Ah, missed that. He defends and attacks at the same time. Well, let's go with it. Not sure how good that actually is, because the pawn on d6 is quite strong. Yeah, not so easy for anyone here. Okay, that's the move. And now how do I press on? Bishop d5 is a possibility. I think that's a good one. If knight d5, queen d5, queen c3, queen f7, king h8, rook e8, rook e8, queen e8, and bishop f8, queen takes f8 mate. Long but true, hopefully. Okay, if I take the f pawn, it's not the end of the world, but at least I'm forcing black's king to kind of cringe a bit into some sort of a defensive posture. I have no idea how this position should be evaluated yet. It looks reasonable for white. Yeah, I assume that would be the move. Okay, I think bishop takes to get out of all this stuff. Okay, now the big question is, how can black defend against d7 and rook e8 check? That's my kind of threat here. On bishop f8, okay, I have rook e6. That's what I was thinking, but then king g7. But then, I could start sacrificing. Okay, interesting. Also, I could just play some move. Rook d6. Rook d6. No. Okay, so rook e6, king g7. Rook takes knight, king takes knight. Queen f3, king g7. And something like, okay, it's complicated. But not sure it's that sound, but I have to do it. Don't really have much choice. I think I see a good move that at least doesn't lose, which is after queen f3 check king g7 I have knight e4. That hits queen f6 and defends d6 at the same time. That looks not that deadly maybe, but it looks quite ferocious at least. Okay, black decided against it, but now I can sack on g6 twice. And that looks already not so bad. And I can also play d7, planning to go rook e8 almost on any move. Now d7 looks very good. Wait, d7, queen c7, bishop e8, right? For example, okay, this got to be positionally the right approach. Okay, rook d7 is possible, but then I can take on d7 and on queen takes c3, rook f1, and I should be winning with an extra exchange. I don't know. Okay, this is just simple in the sense of positionally winning. I don't need to do anything except exchange pieces now. And I can start with rook e2. Or knight e2 actually. But rook e2 looks like a simpler solution. Gets that rook of the 7th rank. Of course on rook e2 I don't plan to take with the queen, I plan to take with the knight, guys. Don't think I'm blundering left and right. It's not that simple. Oh, there we go. Okay, now it's just a question of how to finish him up. Okay, finishing him off. Question: how about a luft, like g3 or maybe h3? Let's go h3. Okay. Oh, he actually wants to take that. Oh, that would be really unfortunate. Did I really just blunder that idea? Oh my god, he's just gonna take on e8 now. Yeah, that is really unforgivable. I gave away all of my advantage without even looking. Except what happens on queen a5 now. Okay, and now if I move my knight here, I have a plan, which is queen takes d8. No, this one is going to be a queen, my friends, and game over. Wow, that got very close very soon. My god, how did that happen? Ooh, Did you see that? That was so close. I mean, if we look at this position, right? Somehow I just have to stop this knight g7, which I didn't even see. I didn't even see knight g7, because then I would have played maybe more actively, but I don't know. I didn't see knight g7 as a threat, but knight g7 is a serious threat. So I have to actually get to defend e8 somehow. Maybe rook c3 is the move, right? Rook c3 and rook e3. Yeah, that would be much more logical. On knight g7 I didn't have rook f3 first. Instead I just wasted that move, and boom, out comes the knight from nowhere, hitting my poor bishop. Queen a4, and just in time I attacked this rook. Queen e7 he didn't want to play, because I guess I'll take the opponent a7 at some point, but yeah, that was the least of his evils. Maybe though rook c3 on queen e7, and on knight e8. Oh, then on I don't have rook e3 then. Yeah, so queen e7 was a much better move. Instead bishop a7 came, and suddenly I just moved the knight over to play rook e1. And now, okay, now black is in trouble, because I had in mind queen takes d8 next. But on queen b8 that doesn't work. But I can take the bishop on e7, that's winning. Okay, so this is a winning position. Okay, well, that was that. That was a tough game, which I managed to win. The opening, I thought that was slightly better. Complications came out immediately, but that's what happens sometimes. So as we're waiting, let's discuss something interesting. Let's say the candidates matches. I hope you guys are watching. Okay. Well, not too much time to discuss, but anyway, I thought I think Aronian is in good form, and Karyakin, but Karyakin is getting a little lucky. The game today against Svidler, I thought he could have really been punished if Peter played correctly in the end game. It was an amazing game where Peter really did play in a very complicated position very well. Anyway, here we are in some sort of a Sozin. I'm doing something weird, but that's always the case if we're talking about openings. I like to play my own stuff. I'm hitting the knight on c3. It's probably a little bit, yeah, it's not so nice to just let that happen. Okay, now let's see. Should I play? How does this go? a6. Well, actually, what if I just defend? First of all, question number one. What if I simply protect my pawn? Okay, this one I can certainly wait a bit. I can certainly wait a bit to hit that knight on c3 after I play a6. a6, bishop f8, pawn takes knight, bishop c5, bishop takes knight, pawn takes knight e4. Very lovely position. Rook e8, knight d6, knight d7. I'm going for the second one. I'm sorry, guys. This looks much more interesting. Ah, what is that? Immediate strange move. Okay. Off I go. Knight d7 was my idea anyway. Okay. And hello, peace play. Okay, everything is lining up the way I want it. All right. Let's continue hitting that knight on c3. That was my idea to begin with. White hasn't really solved it in a very serious way, so here I am, still pinning. Okay, knight g4 was my idea on that. Okay, all right. Now what? Now probably Knight f6 to go knight e4. Okay, let's see where these pieces run. Bishop g4, knight f3, right? But I want to see that. Aha. Okay, now this looks so dangerous for white. It's crazy. Bishop takes, queen takes, knight d4, queen d4. I'm gonna take that knight finally. I can't stand it anymore. And knight a5. Okay, now somehow he's defending everything, huh? This guy is somehow defending everything. Okay, I'm gonna play b5 and maybe knight c4. Maybe that's the way to. Okay, here bishop e2, bishop d7. Okay, I'm gonna play bishop e2. And knight takes bishop. And bishop c4. Okay. All right. Well, somehow this isn't quite working the way I want it, but and now I have an issue. All right. Well, I'm not getting an advantage here, so I might as well put my bishop where it counts. At least I'm gonna be a little bit better with that bishop. If not winning, if not equal. Okay, well, time to open up the king. Next wave is happening now. I'm sorry, that was too much for white, I guess. You didn't expect me to keep defending everything. Well, it was a tough game, but let's try to get another one in. And here we go. Cool wizard. Cool wizard is trying to stop me here. Okay, well, let's see. I didn't do too well against GMs today, losing one game on time, and we're out trying to harden against another guy to win. That's a little strange for an opening specialty. I'm just gonna try to neutralize white's initiative before playing for anything more. Queen a6 maybe, or queen b6. Queen b6 probably. Right? But he's gonna go to c3. So I'm gonna go queen a6. Try to get something out of this. Maybe b5 at some point. That idea actually is pretty good. Playing b5 and kind of opening up the b file. Also, bishop takes f3 is a threat, right, guys? I mean, I could win a pawn. That would not be too shabby. In fact, don't I win a pawn? I do win a pawn. All right, here it is, a pawn. I grabbed the pawn. Why not? Okay. Okay, well, that's one approach. Okay. White is playing very fast, because what else is there? I just need to take some dark squares here. So I'm going to defend a bit before coming out. Yeah, that was my thought was knight f6 and queen c7, and I think that's what I should do. To start off. No rash motions. Okay, white wants to play g4 obviously, and I should stop it without making any weaknesses for now. Okay, now. Okay, now. Okay, now I'm going to move my knight out. A bit out of there. Okay. I understand white wants to play g4. I'll oblige for now. It's not that easy for white to actually just continue playing this position. Fine, a4. Okay. And let's say rook c8. Maybe, I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest with you. I'm a little bit flabbergasted here by this extra pawn I got, and I'm kind of lost focus. That can happen to people. Yeah. Okay, maybe I should get my king to defend the f pawn so I can be ready to actually play moves like queen f5 or some things like that. Okay, here I would just want to play b5. That was my intent. Yeah, that's fine actually. I don't mind that. The only question is, should I... Yeah, I think I should do this immediately. Don't let him take the h file with his rooks. Hey, that's why I don't play hg. He has enough weaknesses on the 4th rank to offer a nice dinner for me, so that's what I'm gonna do. Dinner it is. Okay. Nowhere else. Aha, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay, get one off. And let's create an out for our pieces here. White has so many targets now, but me too. The main issue is the c file. I'm going to grab that before too late. Okay. Interesting how to make progress now, right? My knight can't move because of the check. And how can I make progress then? Strange position. Okay, well, let's try to somehow, maybe the king can go to d7. Yeah. D4, rook e4, I understand. And rook b8 and queen d4. Nice. And if queen c4, then what? Then queen d2. Wow. Yeah, that's a problem. And now if I play knight d7, then what if I play king d7 now? Then king g7, queen g7. Whew. Don't know if I want to try to win this. No, I have to stop rook c3 as well. Oh, maybe he wants to try to win it. Okay. No? Guess not. Okay, I'm gonna try to win it like this. I'm just gonna move my knight out. And just move my king out here. Yeah, I know it's crazy, but I'm gonna try it. Why am I doing it? Okay. Is that it? Did I just lose? Oh, yeah. Maybe not. Hold on. One more time. One more trick. Ah, damn it. Yeah, well, now I'm lost. Now I'm seriously lost. And I don't even have time to play with this position. Yeah. Okay, well, I tried too hard, guys, today, and this is why I lost so many games. One day I should try to just take draws, and then maybe I'll finish up with a couple of draws. No big deal. Anyway, this is Take It to the Max show, with me losing 3 games today. Something I haven't done in a while. So maybe this was my day off, or maybe my opponents were just very good. Anyway, join me next week as I take on everybody in the 5-minute pool, and keep watching the candidates. It's a lot of fun. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful evening.